Welcome to News Review this morning on TV Sapiencia. My name is Chioma Vicchukwemeka, also known as Oma Sweetheart on radio, TV, and social media. Every other morning here, Mondays to Fridays, we review topical issues that made it on the news. And today we have a lot of issues to discuss today. And I have with me delectable and beautiful Adoma. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Adoma Izokeko. Good morning, Oma. How are you?
I'm excellent. What happened at the weekend? You know, usually Monday, we usually have extended weekends, you know, in the southeast. And what really happened, I'm not sure, because it's as if I don't have a weekend because I work at weekends. So most times I don't usually join those people that say, oh, I had this, I did that. Well, it's just from work to work to work to work. So how was your own weekend?
It was just like a normal weekend and no much activity, just that. I think on Friday I went for my friend's wedding, the trad on Friday, and she did a white wedding on Saturday. So
okay.
I wasn't able to attend. So that was just it.
Okay. All right. So we have a couple of newspapers this morning to review. We have The Punch, The Vanguard, The Guardian. Which other ones do we have?
The Sun, The Daily Post, and The Daily Trust.
All right. So we are starting immediately with the Vanguard newspaper this morning. All right. Quickly from the Vanguard newspaper, expatriate employment levy as revolutionary policy. That's a headline from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the Vanguard, cartoon, let me go. I won't do past myself again. Why SIMS previously linked to NIN were bad, according to NCC. Alleged financial crimes, while reps panel recommended arrest of Binance. Federal government to hold zonal public hearings on minimum wage. That's a headline. Edo Guba, INEC opens candidates nomination portal. High cost of government, low outcome by Dakuku Peter side. Single party structure won't work by Eric Teniola. Closing ranks against insecurity. State governors as Shylock landlords and emperors. What should we tell Mr. President? Still a headline from the Vanguard newspaper. Orusanya's report, lawyer seeks establishment of Ministry of, which ministry is this one? Ministry of Climate, obviously. All right, we'll still get to know about that one. Weme Industries commits to economic growth, expands in Africa. Transcorp Power listing pushes NGX market capitalization to 55.9 trillion naira. Corporate Nigeria shuts down Lagos for Nwigwe. Olukoyede task auditors on tackling financial crimes in banks. Still from the Vanguard newspaper, disheartening Ukraine now donates food to Nigeria, according to Peter Obi. GCR confirms redemption of Lakey Gardens, 3.5 billion naira, 3-year Series 1 bond. Court restrains Residents Association from encroaching on Lakey Ferry Terminal. Ondo governorship polls Akeredolu's widow, niece, trade words. Finally, Obasanjo to African youths. Suicide won't solve problems. That's all from the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Vanguard, we move over to the Punch newspaper. We have Binance executives in NSA custody can't attend National Assembly hearing. That's from the lawyer. Idohosa sues INEC over Edo APC primary. Akeredolu's ex-deputy, others gear up for PDP primary. Tribunal adjoins Sylvia's petition against Diri indefinitely over bias claim. Buhari sold Nigeria's future, says Plateau governor. NBA drops suits against Minister Kenny Ogube sacks Speedel Esco. Court rules in murder cases against Fubara COS and others. Approach Zimbabwe for solution to inflation. That's from Obasanjo, he tells federal government. Foundation seeks support for endometriosis patients. And still moving on, we have hardship. AFDB plans 2.7 billion naira budget, agric loans for Nigeria. IG bans POS machines at police stations. And lastly, we have Sanwo-Olu elevates 5 directors to PEMSEX. And that's it for the Punch newspaper today.
All right, move straight ahead right now to the Guardian newspaper. From the Guardian newspaper, 198,432 pending court cases leave many in jail. Businesses are stranded. Quite interesting. All right, still from the Guardian newspaper, federal government to begin grains distribution, insist warehouse looting criminal beyond hunger. Quite interesting. Warehouse looting. Interesting. Furor over new tax regime, stiffer enforcement in Enugu. Between lawmakers and local councils, inefficiency in Lagos. Stop proliferation of arms, light weapons, Tinubu task AU and UN. Still from the Guardian newspaper, ECOWAS court dismisses suit, seeking 110 million naira compensation for slain journalist. Clinton, Obasanjo, Macron, additional orders eulogize Wigwe. Increased interest rate to elicit tougher times, Obaseki tells CBN. Rumors of Q warning to politicians, ex-DSS boss says. On the Cuba poll, Akardolu's widow berates husband's niece for endorsing Aida Towa. Monday sit at home ends as commercial activities resume in Onitsha. Interesting. Resolve conflicts in Africa diplomatically, Obasanjo advises youth. Amotekun arrests 3 jailbirds, 64 other suspects in Ondo. Federal government worries over abandoned projects in Kano Police Academy. Launch of Africa's macroeconomic performance and outlook 2024. Ramadan, Emir of Kano implores traders to reduce prices of food items. And that'll be all from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Guardian newspaper, we move over to the Sun newspaper. We have clock ticks for DSS, DIA, DGs, and IGP. NPR, Obaseki blasts CBN warns of tougher times ahead. Tinubu's reform will fortify Nigerians' economic foundation. That's from Shetima. Tinubu to unveil economic empowerment initiative helpline and others. Trump wins Colorado ballot disqualification case at U.S. Supreme Court. And still moving on, we have Edo. I am APC candidate Edo Hosa tells INEC. Alia tackles Beno PDP over management of 44 billion naira federal government grant. And still moving on, we have Edo Guba. Hurdles before PDP Obaseki. Security, we must be our neighbor's keeper, says Ghana Reps member. And lastly, we have Beno PDP to Governor Alia, account for 44 billion naira federal government grant. And that's it for the Sun newspaper today. All right,
move right now to the Daily Post newspaper. Hardship, Buhari sold Nigeria's future, according to Governor Mutfwang. CBN slashes customs rate by 5.3% amid continued naira appreciation at forex markets. Mixed reactions as foreign-born players scramble for Nigeria's Super Eagles squad. Governor Yusuf, Hisba Commander General Durawawa reconcile. Nigerian government to commence distribution of grains across states. And still from the Daily Post newspaper, Lagos will not forget Herbert Wigwe Sanwo-Olu to immortalize late founder of Access Bank. Alleged illicit transactions, police ban POS in stations, vow to sanction violators. 44 billion naira allegations, another lie from enemies of progress to distract Governor Alia, says Benue government. We will report them to police. Genk reacts to racial attack on Nigeria's Arokodare. And finally, Edo APC primary, Idahosa petitions INEC chairman. That'll be all from Daily Post newspaper this morning.
All right, from Daily Post newspaper, we move over to Daily Trust newspaper. We have FCTA to get 9 PEMSEC for mandate secretariats. That's from Wike. Why we monitor activities of rice grain bulk buyers in Niger, Governor Bago. Children starving to death in North Gaza hospital from who? NAMA to retiring officers. Build good, strong families. And still moving on, we have Abuja warehouse looting beyond hunger, FCT minister. And lastly, we have Ayedetowa's Cuba ambition tears Akeredolu's family apart. And that's it for the Daily Trust newspaper.
All right, finally, we head to this day newspaper. Dangote in tears names refinery road after Wigwe. LCCI, we are concerned about likely perception federal government isn't accommodative of foreign workers. Cardoso decries rising global public debt, says Nigeria's sovereign obligation stable. And Dangote immortalizes Herbert Wigwe names roads to refinery after banking icon. Shetima government's a policy strategic to strengthen nation's economy. Access Bank launches U-Thrive, set aside 50 billion naira to empower over 700,000 MSMEs. A drama as Bayelsa Governorship Tribunal adjourns indefinitely. And CBN over subscription of open market bills, show of confidence in economy. In Qatar, Tinubu says nation building requires perseverance, patriotism to succeed. I think that will be all from this day newspaper this morning. Do we still have another paper?
No.
Okay, and that will be all this morning from the newspaper headlines. Remember to get these papers from the vendors nearest to you. And these papers, they always update online. You can as well go online and keep updating yourself. So straight up, we have a couple of stories that made it across the news, like all the newspapers kind of carried out this particular news. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Monday advised that Nigeria should approach the government of Zimbabwe for a solution to the current all-time high inflation in the country. He noted that since Zimbabwe was recently confronted with the same problem and came out of it, the Southern African country would have useful advice for Nigeria. In its latest release, the National Bureau of Statistics put Nigeria's inflation at 29.9%. The country is currently grappling with high cost of living, with pockets of protest breaking out across the country as Nigerians contend with increasing prices of foodstuff. Obasanjo, speaking on Monday at a youth leadership symposium as part of activities lined up for his 7th birthday, said Nigeria had Zimbabwe to learn from. You know, one good thing about stories and news is that both of us could actually go to a particular event and we cover from different angles. Some other papers were reported that Obasanjo told youths that suicide is not the option. All right, so a lot of it was the same event. So it depends on what made it, what the people are saying as news. But looking at what Punch newspaper actually reported about Nigeria learning from Zimbabwe. Let me share a little bit of the story of Zimbabwe. I had some friends who are from Zimbabwe. So last year, they were sharing their experience with me. You know, there is, I think they use Zimbabwe dollar. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Zimbabwe dollar. So one of them was saying that it got to a point where in the morning, like bread could be sold for 100 naira. By afternoon, 500 naira. By evening, 1,000. That it was that bad. That it was so bad that the economy was in a mess. But the thing is, I've come to realize that every society, every country has got its own challenges, right? Unique challenges. Yes, our former president has said Nigerian government should learn from Zimbabwe, right? And probably a good advice, okay? But if you look at the inflation rate right now, they said 29.9%. These things are figures, right? I want to see a situation where these figures are translated into the lives that the common man is living out there, right? A situation where you, Adoma, if you go to the market I mean, we've exhausted this whole. We've been talking about it. We always talk about this thing every Tuesday.
But
you will not. What you bought now, what you bought this week, is not what you're going to buy next week. Is that bad? It's affecting everything. You want to say something? Yeah,
you know, you said a story about your friends in Zimbabwe, how they talked about when bread is being sold 100 naira in the evening, before you know it 500, the price keeps increasing. And I just figured it out, because this is exactly what we are noticing in Nigeria right now. We're going through the same thing, because
they actually called it hyperinflation in Zimbabwe.
Because I can remember there was a time I wanted to get foodstuff in the market. These particular people that we are selling Indomie, so I wanted, there was at a point they told them to stop selling. That period it was, Indomie was, that period we heard Indomie was 20,000, 19,000, 18,000.
It's not 22,000 now. How much is it now?
I heard it has reduced.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard.
Oh, you're still eating them?
No. I'm just talking from people that said that you know, they went to get it, that it's actually reduced. But I want to see it physical. I don't know whether that is exaggerating it, because you find out this is what we are actually passing through in Nigeria. When something at the point they told them to, you know, to stop selling. Before you know it, they'll call them again, or you'll be selling. Before you know it, they'll call them again to show you that the thing is increasing. And they don't want to, but the thing, one thing I've understood in Nigeria is that this inflation something, a lot of people are now taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
I want to understand. Yes, I know that the fuel subsidy is affecting everybody. But how is this fuel subsidy, how is this economic rate, how is it affecting Ogo leave in the market?
Actually, look at it.
I know you're going to talk about the transportation.
No, wait.
I know you're going to.
Look at it this way. Okay. The woman who sells Sogo will still go to the market and buy things. So if she sells beyond whatever, when she gets to the market, she can't buy anything.
I know. How does it affect someone that braids hair?
That someone that braids hair will still get to the market.
A lot of people are taking advantage of this.
The same thing all of us are buying.
The funny thing I saw on internet yesterday, day before yesterday, was someone came out and was shouting, "How is this inflation affecting egg? Is it that egg is also, we're using dollar to buy egg? Egg is something that is natural. It is chicken, a hen that produces eggs. So how is it possible that dollar is also affected? That when you want to buy egg, you hear all those sellers, they will tell you that dollar has increased, dollar is this. You're asking yourself, how did this affect the egg that you're selling? But you know, a lot of people that are really taking advantage of this. Even someone that got something of, let's say, before the dollar increased, he or she got something of 1,000 naira, and before she has not restocked. She will not come and be selling that thing she got 1,000 naira, because she heard that dollar has increased. She will be selling it because all other persons are selling it 5,000 naira. She will not join them. Anyway, I will not you know, blame her, because if she doesn't sell it that amount, she will not have money to, you know, to go to the market to replace or restock what she has already gotten, and it's going to affect everybody. At the end of the day, it affects everybody.
All right, according to a report by Reuters that I'm just looking through right now, it said the food inflation rate, which accounts for the bulk of Nigeria's inflation basket, rose to 33.93% in December, from 32.84% a month earlier. That was in November 2023. Like I said, these things are just statistics. Because you cannot tell me that inflation is now 29.9%. And as at December, this is March, right? As at December, you're telling me that it was 33.93%. So are you just telling me that it was higher or lower? Meanwhile, what we are buying right now is so costly.
How much is rice?
How much is it now?
You know, last week we were on this program. I told you how my friend said he got rice 85,000 naira.
How much is it now?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Have you gotten rice recently?
Oh my goodness! But this is not funny.
It is not funny.
It's not funny at all, because everybody is facing this challenge. Like it's when you get to the markets now. Don't be in a hurry to shout on people, because you don't know what they're going through. And it's affecting people.
And they're now very aggressive now.
Yes!
They're very mad.
People are very extremely
if you price them
aggressive.
anyhow, they will chase.
My goodness, they will just tell you to leave.
Get out of my shop.
Like, they will tell you, they won't even look at you. Like, they will not look at you. And you find out that it's affecting people. It has a multiplier effect. Affecting people psychologically.
Exactly.
Affecting people's mental health. And like I will always say, like we will always say here on this platform, that the worst challenge anybody can have in Nigeria right now is a health challenge. Because it was here that I was sharing with you. I went to buy drugs, and the person I buy from was telling me, he kept complaining and complaining. I got worried. I got worried for his mental health because he wasn't happy. I said, calm down, guy. You're not the only one in Nigeria. All of us are living in Nigeria, right? He said, you will not understand, Oma. My customers, it's not about me. What will I do? Do I now go and look for substandard products? I need to buy the right product, and if I have to buy the right products are expensive. It's affecting everyone. And he's complaining, not just because of him. He's complaining for his customer and his customers, and it's affecting him mentally, psychologically. He's not happy. I got so worried, like I got really, really worried.
I read something on the news last night. I'm trying to remember the name of the man that made that statement. He said that we are blaming the president that he removed fuel subsidy on the May 29, 2023. But the truth is that the fuel subsidy was not actually removed, that we are still paying for subsidy. That subsidy removal was just removed for the subsidy removal was just removed for the ones that were going to a private pocket, and you know that we are still paying for subsidy till now. That the ones that we've recovered ₦1 trillion and you know still counting. And I'm still asking myself, the person that is making this statement, does it mean that he's not in Nigeria? How can you tell me that we are still paying for fuel subsidy? That actually the economy should have been better than this. But the fact that Nigerians, they are really exaggerating that things are getting hard, that things are... I'm trying to remember the name of the man that made that statement. I was really mad when I was reading that. It's because the way he was speaking, it's obvious that he's from this present regime's party.
But sincerely, the truth of the matter is that sometimes our leaders live in, should I say they have selective amnesia? If I say that, maybe I may be wrong or I may be right, you know, because a situation where you see things happening, you want, okay, the other time, was it not last week? When in the vein of all these protests coming up in different states, you see the presidency, you know, the presidency is different from the president. The presidency are the aides who wake up one day and say whatever it is they want to say. But when it's the president talking, it is the president. Now, the presidency, they were now saying that it is the opposition party that are fueling, or if a jury like Ajuri Ngalale, who is the media aide of the president, last week on the program, during all those protests, you know, the protest was supposed to happen on Tuesday and Wednesday. So as at Tuesday, it was reported on the news that Ajuri Ngalale said that the protest is politically motivated. How can you like sit down and say that the protests are politically motivated? Like as if you're not feeling the pains of people.
I get so angry when that man speaks.
You're not feeling the pains of people. You don't know that people are suffering. People are going through a lot. I don't know if you were the one I told that somebody that I buy ginger from, right?
Yeah, we discussed it.
She said, right now, you no longer buy market in bulk. See, this inflation, the multiplier effect is enormous. She said, right now, you no longer buy things in bulk because let's just say you bought something worth 100,000 naira. By the time you're done selling it, you may not even get the gain to go and buy another one. By the time you want to buy another one, you no longer, your money is not even complete to buy another one. Now, you still get another money from your pocket and will still add to that money you have and still go and buy another one. You keep bringing out money without making gains. You keep investing and investing without any form of return simply because there is inflation.
One thing about Nigerians is that we easily adapt. Because I could remember when last 2 weeks, dollar was 1,900 and last week we heard...
How much is it now? 1,005.
Oh yeah, we heard dollar is now 1.5, and a lot of people are really excited that it actually went down. And
well, it was supposed to be 700 something.
Exactly. How much was dollar as of 2020? Was it 2021?
As at September 2023. Dollar to a naira was 700 and something naira. Let's just forget the fact that whichever amount this government met dollar at. But I'm telling you, just September 2023, dollar was 700 and something.
And everybody were just shouting that dollar is going to get to 1,000 naira.
It's still double the price right now. It's still double the price from what it was in September 2023.
And someone is just... Anyway, someone is just somewhere saying that we shouldn't blame the present president because he's not...
He inherited it.
Yes, he inherited
it.
And
he knew what he was coming for. Didn't he know he was going to inherit?
He was going to be better. Of course, if there was fault in a past government, you were going to make it better. Not just coming to tell us that this is something that was inherited or something that has been there before, and you want us to clap for you or dance for you. You have to come in and fix things.
Anyway, moving things along, the African Development Bank Board of Directors has approved $134 million for Nigeria to implement an emergency food production plan. AFDB President Akinwumi Adesina said that, according to him, talks are also ongoing for a $1.7 billion economic and budget support loan, as well as the launch of a $1 billion agro-industrial processes in 28 states. Adesina made the disclosures during an interview with journalists in Lagos yesterday, Monday. The developments came amid a biting food shortage that has led to hunger protests in Nigerian states, most recently attacks on grain warehouses in Abuja, Ogun, Niger, and Kaduna State. And you know, this whole inflation, it's basically affecting food production. And there's another part. When I was reading this report this morning, there's another part we're not taking cognizance of. Adama, since you've been hearing about this inflation, have you heard recently about banditry?
No.
Did you notice it? Yeah. Have you heard recently about banditry, kidnapping, kidnap for ransom? Did you notice for some time right now? For some time right now,
has reduced.
Or is it because the media, you know, media, we set agenda. You and I, we are media. We set agenda. We tell people what to think about. So is it maybe because the media report has been silenced? Everybody is now focusing on the food, the hardship, inflation, and all that. Because I was reading this report and I said, herders and farmers clashes, kidnapping. We've been told that a lot of farmers in the northern part of this country, where food is being produced, they find it difficult to access their farms because of banditry, kidnapping. Now, if you're given a loan of $134 billion, right?
Yes.
Okay. For agriculture, right? Good. Now, these farmers, what efforts is the government going to make to ensure that their farms they are safe when they go to their farms? I mean, nobody is coming to attack them when they go to their farms. You know, when you hear stories from these farmers from the northern part of this country, you just know that we really need extra and excess grace, because part of the food shortage we are facing is because some of these farmers, as a result of banditry, as a result of insecurity, kidnapping, they find it difficult to access the farms. Some of them, they don't have good yields, and because they don't have good yields, the little ones they have, I mean, they sell it at a very high cost. You want to say something? You know,
one thing is that we keep talking about this agriculture and, you know, farmers, this and that, but the thing is that this foodstuff is very important in Nigeria. No matter how angry you are, you must find something and eat. Oma, no matter how angry you are, you must, because once it was last week I discovered that they said that 100 naira will be pure water is going to be 100 naira
right now
for just one.
Right now is okay. It was the Association of Pure Water Sachet Water Producers that said that if things continue the way it is, that they will now sell sachet water for 100 naira per one.
Yes, and a friend of mine shared a story with me. She said she went to a place to get pure water, and they told her cold one is 17 naira, why hot water room temperature is 15 naira, and it's very funny because a lot of persons, when this thing starts, a lot of persons are going to, Jesus Christ, there's going to be stealing. There's going to be, oh my goodness, the country is going to be in chaos, because these things are going to be affecting a lot of persons. Because how can you be doing this thing? We're talking about food stuff. These things are things that are meant to be easily accessible. It's not something that are meant to be, even if you are going to be finding it difficult to pay your rent, but at least finding something to eat is very, very important.
Eat first.
Eat first.
Eat first.
No matter what, eat first. So you get straight to know what is happening to you.
Eat first. but sincerely, if this money will be released, okay, he said, okay, however, additional told journalists in Lagos that AFDB had pledged to support Nigeria through this period, disclosing that a number of agric initiatives should yield about 5 million metric tons of wheat, rice, cassava, maize this year for the country. He exuded confidence that the Development Bank would work with Nigerian government to provide solutions to the problems confronting Africa's biggest economy. Of course, we all know that agriculture is
very important.
Number one, like basically number one, you talk about sustainable development goals of 2030, it is number one, food for all. Now, if this money will be released to the Nigerian government, it's a loan. What I look forward to is there should be some structures, right? It's not just going to be business as usual. Yeah, the farmers in the north, if you come down south, like farmers in Riverine area in Anambra State, they have their own challenges. Their own challenges is flood. Because by the time when it floods, for example, in the flooding of 2022, a lot of them, they are still counting their losses up till today, right? And according to the information I got from them, they usually face this flood. It depends on the intensity of the flood, especially when the Lagdo Dam of Cameroon gets opened, right? Now, there should be some structures so that if this money is going to be released, the federal government will find a way of ensuring that the money gets to the farmers that it should get to.
Not to private pockets.
Not to private pockets. And that there is accountability, there is transparency, because these are the perennial challenges we are facing in this country. A situation where there is a loan, instead of the loan to get to the people it should get to,
it goes to
a private pocket, and people are suffering. Because at the end of the day, it still boils down to the poor masses, people on the streets, going through going through challenges.
There is nothing like middle class again. We have...
Are you sure?
There is... It's either you're poor or you're poor.
My goodness, but it's not funny.
It is not funny. We keep laughing over it.
It's just
we just come here every morning and we laugh over it and talk about it.
What do we do?
As if it doesn't affect us.
It's affecting us.
It's affecting everybody.
We no go kill ourselves. It choke.
That is why it is very important to keep smiling.
Like it choke. Like I said, you know, the mental. Okay, fine and good. You're saying the food shortages, right? You go to the market. Adoma, before now, with 7,000 something naira, I buy beverages that last my family for 1 month. Right now.
Try it now.
No.
Try it now.
I want to buy, we usually buy big size of a particular milk. I'm not going to call their name. I don't want to advertise for them. So I went to the market to buy it. Adoma. In fact, the last time I bought it was 3,008. I said, oh, okay, 3,008, let me still buy. I went to the market and I priced it. My customer said 4,100. I said, eh? 4,300. I said, eh? Do you know what I did? I said, okay, just leave that one. I now bought the one in sachet, the sachet one, the sachet milk. That's what we are using now. At least that sachet milk is more economical. Now imagine buying the big tin for 4,300 and you use it for basically highest 10 days. It's not even up to 2 weeks. You now go and spend another 4,300, and by the time you come back in 2 weeks, you have added money. It will now be 4,500.
Of course.
By the time you come back again, it will have added money.
It will keep
increasing. Or more.
In Nigeria, once you see something, just buy it immediately. If you can afford it, buy it immediately. Because once you step out of that place,
did I tell you how much a painter of beans now is? Did I say it last week?
1 cup of beans
I tried buying that the last time I went to market, that was last 2 weeks Friday, a cup of beans I was told 300 naira.
350.
Sorry?
350. No. In fact, a painter of honey beans, because there are different species.
Yeah.
There is oloka, there is iron beans, there is honey beans, there is brown beans. A painter of honey beans is 4,500. Opa, Bambara nuts,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opa we eat.
Yeah.
A painter of opa right now is 4,500. And this painter contains like roughly 18 cups. Right? Now, and before this painter became 4,500, my customer that I buy from, she said, "Why ocha? Ijikwelego, biamalu beans." In fact, she said, oh my God, she said, she sold me, because I'm her customer, she sold me 4.3. But she said that the next time I'll come, it will be 4.5. In fact, that the bag that she has in the store, if she opens it, is 4.5. No mess.
Do you realize there is nothing like a pepper, 100 naira pepper?
Yeah. Yes.
When I found out this, I was like, really? But the one that shocked me the most was that tomato. I was surprised that it's reduced.
No, this time, this is March, right? This time, tomatoes are usually cheaper this time.
Yeah, I was really shocked.
Between March and April, tomatoes and onions. But it is still expensive compared to how
it was before.
Before now, as that last year, by now, a pinta of tomato goes for 600 naira. Half pinta goes for 300 naira. That's the cheapest it goes for right now. There's this onions we used to buy. Half bag of onions was, the time I started buying that half bag of onions 2 years ago, it was 7,000 naira. Last year, it was 15,000 naira. Last year, 15,000 naira.
How much is it now? I've
gone to my customer to ask her how much is it now. She said, well, that right now is 35,000. 35,000. But I should just wait. Like it will come down. I said, what if it doesn't go? She said, just calm down. It's going to come down. Now, Adoma, 2 years ago, 7,000 naira. Last year, 15,000 naira. This year,
and the way people talk about this, it just calm down.
And the way we adjust to these things. The way we adjust.
Nigerians can adjust.
The way we adjust to these things, and I think the only people who don't adjust to these things are our leaders, because obviously they don't even understand. They don't even go to market.
Do they even go to the markets? They don't. They have people that do it for them, and
taxpayers' money. Taxpayers' money covers everything.
Everything. Just as last week I saw on the news that lawmakers, they were complaining that their salaries are very, very small. That is no longer taking their take-home salary is no longer taking them home. That is too small. But we were asking them, how much is that thing that they're paying you? Nobody told us that your take-home salary. Goodness, your take-home salary is too small. And you know, when we talked about this thing, I discovered that I think is it per annum they're being paid 13 million naira, and is it 30? And they are not
per annum means 1 year.
That's what they said. That's the money they get just to to restructure their office, to keep it, to change any paints of color of paints they want.
As you're saying.
And they say that as of then, and I just discovered they said that's not the current salary I'm talking about. They said that then their salary should be 3 million naira. But imagine then 3 million naira. And someone is saying that their take-home salary is no longer. We are in 2024. Obviously, their salary has increased, and they are saying that take-home salary is no longer taking them home. But they are not telling us how much that they are being paid. They are not really telling us.
Okay, as at December 2021, okay, the total salary of a member of Senate is about 1.5 million, while that of House of Representatives is about 1.3 million. That's according to Lawan. As at December 2021, and that was a long time ago. Okay, as at 2018, right? This report says that they receive 13.9 million monthly.
Okay, not even per annum.
All of them receive 13.9. As at 20, which one is this one? Is which is this one? 2018. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. I'm judging from then. Imagine what they were receiving then.
I think what we can say, according to Senator representing Kaduna Central, that was in 2018. I think let me quote him. I think what we can say is that the running cost of a senator is 13.5 million naira every month. Adoma, 2018, 13.5 million naira every month in 2018. How many years? From 2020 to 2018 to now?
19, 2021.
Roughly 5 years, or getting to 6 years, right?
6 years.
And you 13.5 million per month. Now,
as of then.
Now imagine how many millions one senator collects. That is why all these other senators from opposition parties, nobody is talking now.
Who will talk?
Nobody is saying
who is going to talk
because they are there.
Who is going to talk?
Adoma, let's move forward. You know, and moving on, there's been this, the Nigeria Communications Commission said yesterday that SIM cards previously linked to the National Identification Numbers, NIN, were bad because they were bad. It also explained that the job of using NIN to track kidnappers currently terrorizing the country is that of the police. NCC spokesman Ruben Mwaka explained in an interview with newsmen, he said some SIM cards had verification and identification issues, such as disparity in information, including names and other data. You know, the angle I want us to come from in this particular story is how this whole thing affects people mentally, the psychological. I don't know, when was the last time you went around any of the network providers, maybe MTN, Etisalat, Airtel? Have you ever gone past their office? There's this particular MTN office around Mpo. There's one around the mall.
Okay.
Each time you go to these offices, you see people stranded, standing outside. People that had issues, maybe their phone got lost. They came to do what's it called again? They came to, what's it called again?
Retrieve their lines.
Retrieve their lines. Okay. They came to do welcome back. First of all, they are not allowed inside the office. They are made to stand outside.
Under the sun.
Under the sun, under the rain, they are made to stand outside. In fact, there was a time I lost my phone. That was about 3 years ago. I lost my phone. So I went to do welcome back. The only saving grace I had that time was because I'm a journalist. And somehow we were able to, because by staying there, my time is being wasted. I needed to come back to the office because I have a lot of things to do in the office. So they had to allow me in simply because someone told them I'm a journalist, and they had to allow me in to attend to me. Now I went in there, and how sluggish although the person that attended to me, I must give them kudos. But you just find out the laissez-faire attitude of some of these staff members, and the fact that you come outside, you see hundreds of persons standing outside. People who leave their work, their businesses, because they are having issues with SIM card. Okay, right now it is their numbers, their SIM has been bad. Their SIM has been bad, and what are they going to do? Probably have they started giving new SIMs? Because there was a time I heard they don't give new SIMs. Have they started giving new SIMs right now? Have they started giving subscribers new SIM? Because there was the time, I think sometime last year, there's this ban on issuing new SIM cards. But whichever one, because registration of NIN is a continuous process. But I'm just looking at the sufferings, the challenges, the mental health issues, the psychological trauma that people have. Imagine somebody wants to do something with a network provider. The person will be there as early as 5 a.m.
Do you remember the day that MTN totally went off? That was last week. We could not communicate. It was really bad that day. And when we checked, they said that it was because they were blocking
their fiber. They said the message they sent that their fiber got destroyed. Their network fiber was destroyed.
We supposed to be talking about this thing in this country? Are we supposed to be talking about this?
Is that even part of our It's part of the challenges we are going through.
Yeah, somehow it's part of it because we're talking about, linking our SIM cards to NIN. Is going to reduce
After
insecurity.
linking the SIM cards to NIN, a lot of fraud still happen. I mean, the next story we are taking on, the fact that banks are super duper involved in frauds.
It is too much in Nigeria.
Let me share something with you. Recently, my landlady, was it on Saturday? She was telling me that a particular bank, her bank has been sending her messages that someone wants to have access to her account number. I was now like, I jokingly told her, you see all these Yahoo boys that come to your shop. She said, don't you know that I give them another alternative? Because how can somebody want to have access? Somebody was trying to gain access into her account. But that's where two-factor authentication comes in. Because she has two-factor authentication, she has a security. And in that security, they were now sending her reports, like they were sending her messages that somebody wants to gain entrance into her account. Whether she's the one, if she's the one, she should press
decline.
Yes. If she's not the one, she should decline it, or that she should go to any
network office.
Any of the bank.
Okay.
That's any of the bank whatever offices.
Customer care.
She should go there. You want to say something?
Thank you. Talking about what you said before, like someone trying to hack accounts, this thing just reminded me of what happened to my friend last month. She got a message. I don't know whether she's new to Nigerian, all these hackers. She got a message. Someone messaged and told her that her BVN, someone is trying to collect money from her. And luckily for her, this was not her main account. She sells ladies' wears in main markets. They told her that someone was trying to use her BVN to hack her account. So a number called her, and she got the message. They now called her account number, called her full name, called her number, called her BVN, and they now told her they sent a code to her that is from her bank. She had only like 25,000 naira in that account. Okay. They told her they sent a code to her that she should send it to them so that they can block the person trying to withdraw money from them. That was how she sent the code to them. Next thing she was seeing, she was getting debit alert 5,000 till the whole money disappeared, and she kept on screaming. She was just screaming. She said, she now called me and she was like, this is what happened to me. I told her, are you new to Nigeria and all these hackers? Are you a new person? Like, were you giving birth to today? I want to understand. Is it that you've not been hearing about these things? She said she does not know that the way the person called her bank account and called her full name, called her date of birth. I said all these informations are on your details, are on your BVN. Those details, once they open it, they will see all of them. She said she does not know that this was how the person kept on calling, and she felt like this person was calling from the bank. I said, how can somebody from the bank be calling with a normal number? Banks, they have the numbers they use to call. This is just an ordinary phone number.
And even when they call you, they will tell you to come to their
office.
Whichever, except...
And they will never ask you to send a code.
Never ask you to send anything. They won't even send you any code. They will tell you to come. Whatever it is you're going to do, you will do it at the customer care in their office. And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission yesterday, Monday, indicted banks, which is one we are talking about, has been linked to about 70% of the financial crimes in Nigeria. EFCC's chairman, Ola Olukayode, disclosed this while speaking in Abuja at the 2023 annual retreat and general meeting of the Association of Chief Audit Executives of Banks in Nigeria. Adama, do you know I just checked the time right now? We've basically exhausted our time. Anyways, please, as we wrap it up, please, understand that your bank, I mean, things are so amazing right now. So you can't even afford anybody hacking into your account. Your bank, they will not send you any code or tell you to send any code or anything. Anytime you get any issues, please, run straight to your bank. At least once you have two-factor authentication, which is an extra layer of security for any of your accounts, it will be very difficult for any hacker to have access to your account. My name is Chioma Vic Chukwemeka, also known as Oma Sweetheart on radio and TV and social media. Remember, your mental health is important. Eat first and be happy, all right? Whatever it is that is going on in Nigeria, we will survive it. Adoma?
And remember to be security conscious. My name is Adoma Izokike. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.